Hey everybody, feels like it's time for a second snap take. We've got the best new high voltage decks in order to get Airwalker fast. We're going to talk about how to get them, what the changes are for this voltage. There are some really big ones, and so much more. But first, if you'd like to get Galactus First Steps for a question in every video, as long as you're subbed and you leave a comment answering that question, you are able to win a Galactus First Steps. I pick a random video this week. The comments on that video are the people eligible to win. So every comment is potentially a chance to win on any video this week. This is our second video today. If you're interested in checking out the other one, Galactus First Steps here, I'm going to tell you what the season pass question is. It's really, really simple. What do you think of high voltage with the changes? What changes, you may ask? Well, let's go over the not changes first. The mode is 3 turns with no steps. You start with 2 cards and draw 2 per round, so you see 8 of your 12. More than 12 if you're running Arisham or whatever, but you get the idea. Each turn, players get the same amount of randomized energy, 2 through 5, and that energy compounds. So if you get 2 energy turn 1 and then 3 energy turn 2, you have 5 energy on turn 2, right? If you get 5 energy on turn 2, you'd have 7. You get the idea. Airwalker is free, and we should all be able to get Airwalker without too much grinding. The banned cards here are the aforementioned banned Galactus, Magic Goliath, Gambit, and Black Widow. But now joining them are Shang-Chi, Enchantress, Cosmo, Armor, Luke Cage, Shadow King, and Super Skrull. That's right, they banned like half the tech cards in the game, including, surprisingly, Luke Cage. I guess they didn't want a bunch of Toxic Surfer floating around. But this is going to change a lot, and I think the biggest change is Enchantress, because getting rid of ongoing decks is going to be a major problem. We are not, however, without tech. This is going to be a good chance to see what Marvel Snap with less tech looks like, though. We've still got Mercury and Cannonball. We have Negasonic and Juggernaut. We have Red Guardian. We have still a ton of really disruptive and powerful cards here. Our Rogues of the World, and so on. Echo. So there is still going to be stuff to do. I think for the first couple days, though, the King of the Hill is going to end up being ongoing decks. Let's take a look at what I think the best will be momentarily. First, this is how you win. This is how you get to Airwalker. It is the second top prize, 12,000 volts. You can get some variants and some borders on the way there. What's important, though, is if you complete 2/3 of your mission, 2/3 of your missions here, which is important for me because one reset is definitely at 3 a.m., so 2/3 of your missions will be able to get Airwalker. So if you're worried about getting the card, you can totally sleep through one set of missions. You can not play every minute. If you're just able to complete 2/3 of the missions, you get the free Series 4 card. We'll review and talk about what that card is before the end of today's video. Let's get to these decks. Oh no, one more. Sub, like, and comment, please. Thanks. All right, cool. Ongoing Tribunal. This is what I would guess is the best deck on day one. We've got a million different play patterns here. We're basically trying to get either Serra Onslaught, Wiccan into Serra nonsense. Serra Onslaught after Wiccan seems really easy to do and really powerful. And then we can do Iron Man Onslaught Tribunal stuff. We have multiple ways to get multiple Iron Mans, which is the key card to double here, right? You want to double Iron Man with Onslaught because doubling that 8 power is nice, but you can copy it with Mystique, you can copy it with Prodigy, and be totally fine. If you do either of those, you can put Mystique under Moonstone and Onslaught on Iron Man if you don't see Tribunal. You can use Blink to get whichever of the big cards you need. If you're running out, if you're missing a key card on the last turn, Iron Lad gives you a little less chance, actually, than regular, but still a good chance of hitting the card you want. So all around, this deck is just trying to combo off, largely using the card Iron Man. Iron Man is probably the most important and irreplaceable of all these cards. Everything else should make sense. If you need a backup for Iron Man, I suggest you try either Ms. Marvel or even surprisingly better, Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, that's classic Mr. Fantastic as a way to do it. But generally speaking, Iron Man will do the job. You just sort of lose some games when you don't see him. There's no real penalty for losing. You just want to win faster and get your missions done. This deck also runs 3 5-drops, and play 5-drops is one of the most common missions here. So this deck sort of does everything you need to for the mode. The only card that you really, really need to do this is Tribunal. Prodigy, Blink, Wiccan, Ravonna are all totally replaceable. Crystal, Jubilee, Ms. Marvel, Mr. Fantastic, Ancient One. Pick your poison, mix and match. You will have a fine time. If you have Tribunal, Iron Man, and Onslaught, and you have Iron Man and Onslaught from Series 1, you should be totally fine for this mode. From there, the next ongoing deck is, this one is from our friend Den of Marvel Snap Zone. He put this together. A version of this was the highest win rate deck last Voltage, and so we're bringing it back. Cannonball and Mercury are completely insane together. In this mode, they are fundamentally how you get a Shang-Chi, although they don't kill the whole lane, they still kill the biggest thing. Professor X stomps out the tribunal stuff, not the tribunal stuff, excuse me, loses tribunal heart. It stomps out the Arnim Zola that's sure to be everywhere, as I assume people are going to be Wong Zoling like crazy on day one. You can also do Mercury Moonstone for a movable Moonstone, which is amazing with things like Captain America and Captain Carter and Mr. Fantastic. I think this one is fairly likely to be like just absolutely crazy once more, just like it was last month. Honestly, this was the thing to do last month, even though no one was really talking about it. So if you want to go that way again, please play this, and you should have little trouble going over the top of a lot of decks. So, do you need Mercury, Cannibal, Carter, Goliath, Sam, Moonstone, and Cannibal for this? This is just expensive. That is everything. I may even make it more expensive. I may make Professor X just be Stardust because I assume there's going to be a lot of random shenanigan BS around using Zola. And Professor X is good for that, but Stardust just straight up says, I win to that. So, that might be the way I go for it. So, we'll see. We'll see how that goes with the game and the deck evolving. Next deck we're going to talk about is Mr. Negative. This is a nice, simple, classic negative. It doesn't do anything fancy, anything special. It had Super Skrull in it, so I had to cut Super Skrull. But a lot of the cards are replaceable. The only high series card you really need for negative in this mode is Gore. Anything else you're able to replace relatively easily. This is generally what I play in Voltage. I never play Voltage on ladder. I've played like probably less than 20 ladder negative games ever. It's not my jam, but in Voltage, I love it. I think it's super fun. There's a million ways to play it and have a great time. This deck needs Gore, although be forewarned, this might not work if this might not work as well if Gore is not if there's not a lot of on reveal. If everyone decides to go ongoing, then Gore is going to be significantly worse. Also, just very quickly, I really prefer the null version for this mode traditionally, but I can't run Shang-Chi, and the null version really thrived on Shang-Chi being in the deck. So no Shang-Chi means no null version for me. All right, so Ravonna can be Psylocke here. Cass can be Esme or Ironheart, and Sage can be Wolfsbane or Ironheart too. So you should be totally fine with replacements here for anything that is expensive that you need. You don't even really need Ravonna. You could just run another expensive card. You'll be fine. All right, next up, please check me out on stream. I will actually be streaming tomorrow night. Yeah, Friday night. I will be streaming Snap Business Podcast. If you are inclined to make it, I would really appreciate it. Come check it out. Not sure who the guests are, but we're going to be talking about the patch and my frustrations with it because I've been waiting to talk about that for a while. I'm going to talk about the return of Voltage and what it feels like without tech cards and so much more. Next up, we got Silver Surfer for high voltage. This is Surfer has always sort of worked in voltage, and this is a go over the top of you Surfer. How do we go over the top? Well, we've got Wong Surfer, right? We can go do Wong Surfer Odin shenanigans here without any real trouble. We are trying to grow our Brood and Shaw. We can also use Sage as a last turn, especially on that Wong lane superpower card. We can use Prodigy to copy anything from Wong to Sage to Shaw to Surfer for tons of power. Esme gives us potential cheap. Azor, Mancera, or Odin. This one absolutely sings. Another one from our friend Den of Marvel Snap Zone. So Surfer always performs in this mode. Every time we do this mode, a different Surfer ends up in the top of the meta. This is my guess for which one it will be this time because there's no tech, so why not go way over the top with Surfer? Next up, this deck only really needs Shaw. Esme, Prodigy, and Sage can be Juggernaut, Negasonic, and Captain Carter. Those are the required cards here. Juggernaut, Negasonic, and Carter can totally replace the aforementioned cards. You can try other threes there too if you're so inclined. Next up, Unhelpful Yoda had this deck last Voltage that I played a lot. This and Negative were my two main decks previous Voltage, and I had a lot of success with it. As you can see, I didn't even bother to update it. Fantastic is 3-4. It matters less for Voltage than any other mode. Oh no, Cosmo is banned. Pretend there's no Cosmo here. Cosmo can be literally anything. He is the least important card in this deck. Cosmo can even be Airwalker. Don't be afraid to add Airwalker for Cosmo. That actually seems like it'd be really fun. This deck is actually, you know what you had? You had Zola. You had Zola for Cosmo. You just say, okay, we're good. But either way, this deck is super disruptive and super frustrating to play against while making yourself a big Nimrod or Panther. You make yourself a big Nimrod or Panther. If it's Nimrod, you destroy it. If it's Panther, you destroy it with Kid Omega, and then you Elixir it back. It can be a little awkward because Elixir is last turn. Maybe you want to try some Phoenix Force in here, but this list is an absolute joy. So you do need Kid Omega and Elixir for this. Symbiote Spider-Man can just be Zola. It's hard to not have Symbiote for this. Fantastic can be Firehair, Gwenpool, sort of whatever buff card you are so inclined to play. Next up, we have the Disruptor. This is this is a takeoff on a Den deck. It's a few cards different. I think that this one is going to be really, really good. It's running basically all the disruptive cards. I could not figure out how to squeeze in. Oh, it should be Miles. Miles should absolutely be Mercury, but whatever. I guess you can run Miles too. We're just going to run a ton of power, right? We're going to run Juggernaut and Cannonball and Magneto, and we're going to make ourselves have a 1/6 and a 1/7 at the end of the game. We've got extra energy. You can't go around us. We're going to take your cards, copy your cards, blow up your cards, move your cards, and then through all of this, Galactus should be stupidly huge and able to win a lane. That is the hope for this. So we need Stardust, Cannonball, and Wiccan. Zemo and Copycat can be Stegron or Mercury. Galactus can be Red Hulk or Gore, and Stardust can be Claw. I think that this one is a really, really, if you liked playing Control in the previous versions, this is a great place to go. Next up, we've got the Voltage Good Stuff. This is the previous top win rate version of a Voltage deck. I pulled Shang-Chi, and this deck should just totally rock. This was, again, like the best thing to do last time with Shang. We have Mercury Cannonball, we have Juggernaut Negasonic, we should still be good to go. Ultron and Patriot are completely insanely strong in this mode, and so we're just going to sort of run with that. We need Mercury Ball and Wiccan here. Copycat can be Stardust, Zemo, sort of whatever. Galactic can be Gwenpool. Galactus is harder to replace. And that's it. Please do check out the stream team. We got to review the new cards still, so don't go anywhere. Check out the stream team if my current schedule doesn't work for you. Today is Thursday, so the Great King of Canada may still be live. And if he is not, the Pirate King Tucker will be live tomorrow night streaming a bunch of Voltage and so much more. Next up, we've got our friend the Airwalker, who comes out, I guess, today. It's not actually 8/26. It is 8/20, what is it, 8/21, 8/22, something like that. Whatever the date may be, Airwalker is the card that comes out today in Voltage, so you'll hopefully have him by 8/26. When this card is destroyed, replace it with a 4-cost card from your hand or deck, and I think this card's really, really solid if you want specific 4s. That means, in particular for me, if you're looking for Morgan Le Fay, this card's going to be amazing. This has potential with Phoenix Force, but a lot of Phoenix Force decks are misery decks, and those two don't go together, so you're going to have to be careful. I think what we really want, unless Stardust becomes meta, is Morgan Le Fay. This is the Morgan Le Fay deck that I want to play on day one. This is our friend Zenade's version. He has several versions. Our friend Fopthor Newman just hit Infinite with this deck yesterday, the day before, very recently. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to destroy Angel and Makari, and then we're going to use Morgan to get them back. And when we get them back, Makari and Angel will be able to replay themselves as 6 power cards, and then we should just have enough power from all the extra cheap stuff to win the game. That is the hope of this list. It seems like it's likely to be very good and very powerful, and I'm excited to give this one some run. I think Morgan has been this close to being a meta card forever, and I think Airwalker is the card it needs to really get there. I'm very excited for what Morgan can be with this Airwalker combo with Airwalker into the game and into the meta. Get ready for some really, really cool shenanigans. I'm pretty sure that Zen's going to go crazy creating lists, so we'll have more on those in later videos for you. That's it. Check out patreon.com/snapjudgments if you want to support the channel. We'll be back tomorrow morning with a video. That video is going to say it's the second video and Thursday video. I'm really sorry about that. I forgot Voltage was coming out, so I'm recording this slightly later. But you can check that video out tomorrow morning right here on the channel. And then we will have a second Thursday video and a second Friday video and a Saturday video for you. So get ready for all the Marvel Snap videos. Please check out our friend Jonesy Snap 22, who is our patron of the month. That is his YouTube name. He creates the Triple Threat, which is an absolute joy to watch. Excuse me. Thank you to Abigail Geeson, Mantor Bernard, Irregardless, LAB, Inc., I Am Frostman, Hota, Nevedete, Primed Ryan, Ryan Burke, Ryan Wood, Snap, Ren Wrench, Gopher Kev, Keltor, Kertixley, Koire, Kazushi, Archangel 3K, Black Dahlia, Perofrost, The Goat Seeker Code, Hollowed, Synth, Frederick, Absolute Shannon, Dirty Casual, Dark Moogle, Mr. Kerfuffle, Cables, Ginger Prime, Philly, Haplo, Kenny Loggins of the Danger Zone, The Bizza, Black Jeepers 23, Extra Feet, and Skippy G are rhyming friends. Jessica Gamble, Mr. Slush at the King of Bros, The Great Kazoo, Werewolf, Kev C. Hoda, Clam, Colonel Forbin, Rob Sylvan, David G. Wingfield, Steven, Brian Coffin, Tristan H. Martin, Jason B., Matt V., Corin, John Q, Jim McHugh, Yist Out, A Sage, Won't Be Bad, Milkman for Reals, Nope, Cactus Jack, why do I do that? Reapster, Steve O, 131, Yo Marco, Ted Pro, Quid Pro Joe, Snap to Scissors Joe, Bickety Boom Bop, Bricks to Click, Green Goblin, you know about V2, Flam 56, Spectrum X, Wood, Only Fox, Matt H, GJ, Mike Hedgings, No Freaking Flex, Nick the Greek Geek, Toxic Soul King, Zodric 74, The King of Canada, JJ, Demman, Falcon, Fopthor, Newman, Two Ties, Lauren with Evs, The Pirate King Tucker, and of course, Gunny T. That's all for today. Third video I recorded, and I'm going to make 2 more. So we got a long nights ahead of us. Get ready. Peace.